This is just to say welcome to the 14th Ordinary Session of the Executive Committee of the Governing Council of the African Ministers' Council on Water, taking place here on 16th of October in Cairo in the Arab Republic of Egypt. We will start our meeting this afternoon with the anthems. We will start with the Egyptian anthem, and then we will finish with the African Union anthem. Let us stand as we play the anthems. Thank you. We can take our seats. Thank you, our host, Excellency Professor Sawilam, the Minister for Agriculture and Water in the Arab Republic of Egypt, and the Excellencies representing different members of the Council, starting with the Vice Chairs of the Council, and also members of the Executive Committee of the Council. We'd like to welcome you to this 14th Ordinary Session of the Executive Committee of the Council. We would like in a special way to thank our host and also the AMCAO president. As part of our governance framework, it is an expectation that the president of AMCAO convenes either the EXCO during their tenure or the General Assembly. And we are glad that as part or on the margins of the Africa Water Week 9th, jointly convened with the Cairo Water Week, the AMCAO president saw it fit to convene the Executive Committee of the Council. We would like to appreciate this, Your Excellency, quite a lot on behalf of the Council. Just to say that our run of the activities this moment, we'll have an opening session. At the end of it, of course, we'll also have an item to adopt the agenda, but we have the opening session. And during this opening session, we'll have a keynote address from the president of AMCAO. And it's a keynote address and welcome. Then this will be followed up by the record of attendance and quorum. And here, the record of attendance and quorum focuses on the members of the Executive Committee of the Council, the 15 countries that are in the organ of the Executive Committee of the Council. Then after that, on the agenda, we'll have an adoption, or we'll have to move a motion to adopt the agenda. After that moment, we are going to have an AMCAO family photo, and that will take us also into the healthy break. When we come back from the healthy break, we will continue with the presentation of the consideration of the draft annotated agenda, which will be done by our AMCAO TAC Chair, Dr. Tahani Salit. After the presentation of the annotated agenda, the members of the Council have the opportunity to make some interventions. And here we must state that at that particular moment, members of the Executive Committee are free to make contributions together with honorable ministers that are members of the Council. Here, the 15 members of the Executive Committee will also have the responsibility, where necessary, to do a vote if there is need to take a decision by the vote. At that moment, it's only the members of the Executive Committee that have the opportunity to take a decision via a vote. Other members of the Council who are not in the organ of the Executive Committee, who are ministers present, may not necessarily be involved and participate in the voting process. I must also add that as we take the quorum at the appropriate time of attendance, the members of the Council who are not in the 15 Executive Committee members may not necessarily also be counted, and we have to take this into consideration. Through you, Excellency, at this moment, I wanted also to add that after the presentation of the annotated agenda, and of course when we have also the ministerial interventions from members of the Council, we will proceed to a closing session, and at that moment we will have a vote of thanks from one of the vice chairs, and then we'll also have remarks from the African Commission, and then you can close the meeting of the session of the Executive Committee. Excellency, with that run of the agenda, allow me at this moment, with the humility that I have, to invite you to give us a keynote address, but also your welcome remarks. Over to you, AMCAO President.
Thank you very much for the introduction and setting the scene and providing the agenda for our esteemed colleagues, distinguished ministers, esteemed colleagues, and honored guests, all protocols observed. It is with great pleasure and profound sense of pride that I welcome you all to Cairo Water Week and to welcome you definitely to the 14th meeting of the Executive Committee of the African Ministers' Council on Water. We are honored to host the African Water Week, the critical platform for collaboration and knowledge sharing as we collectively address the pressing water challenges facing our continent. The theme of this year's Africa Water Week, placing water and sanitation at the heart of achieving Agenda 2063, the Africa we want, aligns deeply with our shared aspirations for a prosperous Africa. Indeed, access to clean water and sanitation is not only merely a basic human right, it is also a very foundation upon which we can build healthy communities, thriving economies, and sustainable development. Honorable ministers, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to take a moment to honor the visionaries, AMCAO's founders. Their tireless dedication in 2002 was pivotal, is not only in establishing AMCAO as a unique continental organization addressing effective management of continent's water resources and provision of water supply and sanitation services, but also elevating its global standing. Over the years, the collective efforts of many nations have solidified AMCAO's status as a key player in addressing Africa's water challenges. Honorable ministers and distinguished guests, since the foundation of AMCAO, Egypt was always keen to play an active role in fostering collaboration across the continent and has continued to strengthen its partnerships with our African brothers and sisters in various areas of cooperation and remains positively engaged in all AMCAO forums. Our commitment to cooperation and mutual progress remains unwavering, and we will continue to support the shared vision of sustainable water management for Africa. AMCAO's strong reputation among partners and donors stems from its unwavering commitment to transparency and accountability, which has been crucial in attracting substantial investments. However, maintaining this credibility requires constant vigilance to uphold the highest standards of governance and integrity. From this standpoint, I firmly believe that the time has come to work together in a collective and constructive manner to update and reinforce AMCAO's governance framework, address any possible institutional gap that might hinder the effectiveness of its function, in addition to implement robust financial controls to ensure its operation under clear, transparent, and accountable mechanisms. Therefore, the Council and the Technical Advisory Committee should assume a proactive role in providing strategic guidance and oversight for AMCAO's operations, learning lessons from successful governance models implemented by similar organizations. I call upon your guidance to develop a comprehensive roadmap to guide the organization's future pathway. I have instructed the TAC chair to work closely with TAC members to ensure, through follow-up on this matter, gathering that progress is consistently monitored and evaluated. Egypt remains committed to participating in a framework that upholds these principles. AMCAO has constantly demonstrated exemplary leadership in guiding the African continent towards a water-secure future. It was my distinct honor and privilege as a president of AMCAO to represent the collective voice of our continent at the 10th World Water Forum in Bali, and to reflect upon the profound significance of a ministerial declaration on water for shared prosperity issued during this esteemed gathering. I am proud to say that Africa has played a pivotal role in shaping this declaration. Our voices have been heard, our concerns acknowledged, and our commitments recognized. However, our endeavors do not conclude at this stage. It is merely the beginning of a new chapter in our collective journey towards a future characterized by water security and prosperity for all. In this regard, I urge us to accelerate the work to finalize the post-2025 Africa Water Vision. I urge again to accelerate the work to finalize the post-2025 Africa Water Vision. This vision will serve as a roadmap for our collective action in the year to come, guiding us towards a future where water is a source of prosperity, not scarcity. Therefore, I am honored to recognize the outcomes of the 9th Africa Water Week as a vital contribution to shaping Africa's future water vision and policy framework. These outcomes will serve as a baseline for ensuring inclusive, climate-resilient water security across the continent, reinforcing Africa's commitment on the global stage, including the UN 2023 Water Conference and the World Water Forum 10, and building new milestones through the UN 2026 Water Conference, and that we are proud to be co-led by Senegal, ensuring once again the voice of Africa to be widely spread. It is crucial that we ensure broad and active participation from all stakeholders in prioritizing and shaping this framework. By doing so, we can lead the way in maximizing progress toward the SDGs and advancing the African Union's Agenda 2063. We remain committed to participating in a framework that upholds these principles. Furthermore, with your continuous support and sincere engagement, we respectfully assert that the role of AMCAO's presidency should not be seen as a merely honorary. We are determined to continue playing an active and constructive role during the remaining period of our term to ensure a clear pathway for a meaningful continental cooperation and development in the water sector. Thank you.
Thank you, Excellency.
And now I think you
Professor.
You need to check and confirm the quorum of the meeting. Thank you.
Thank you, Excellency, for the keynote address and also welcome remarks. I can confirm that the representation as far as the Executive Committee of the Council has been satisfied in terms of the quorum. And we are advised that we also have one member of the Council who is following the meeting online. So with that, Excellency, we can happily confirm that we have all the members of the Executive Committee fulfilling the quorum requirements. Thank you, Excellency.
Agenda items? Yeah. So we move to item, next item, adaptation of the agenda.
Thank you very much, Your Excellency. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, all protocols observed. The agenda will be the following. After the adoption of the agenda, with your permission, we will have an AMCAO family photo, followed by a tea break, and then we will come back from the tea break with a presentation and consideration of the draft annotated agenda that I will have the honor to go through. Afterwards, we will have the ministerial's intervention by Excellencies AMCO, EXCO, and non-EXCO members who are present here in the room. It will be followed by a closing session on the ordinary session of the EXCO, a vote of thanks, and remarks from African Union Commission, and the closing remarks by His Excellency AMCO President. This will end the 14th ordinary session of EXCO. With your guidance, honorable ministers and honorable AMCO President, this is the agenda of today, and it's left for you to gracefully adopt the agenda if no objections are there. Thank you very much.
Excellency, you have the floor.
Thank you, Mr. President. I wanted to seek for your permission to have a matter raised under any other business.
Can you get closer to the microphone?
Honorable President, I seek your permission to enter a matter under any other business, which is not on the agenda.
وليه ما فيش any other businesses? Okay.
Thank you very much. The matter is what was not discussed by the TAC, but it was a meeting that was arranged this morning, which was co-hosted by you and the South African Minister of Water and Irrigation, and it informs about the water summit that happens next year in South Africa, which coincides with the G20 meeting. And I request that we, the EXCO, take note of that occasion and inform through our minutes that we had this meeting and that we took note and want to support that meeting.
Any comment on that request? So we can add it to any other businesses. Can add it to any other business. So if there is no any other objection to this, of course, we add it to any other businesses on the agenda to be added, to take note of it. Thank you.
Well noted, Your Excellency. It will be added to the any other business, and I will seek the help from my sister, TAC member, to phrase a sentence in this regard. Thank you, Your Excellency.
Any other comments? Okay, agenda adopted. We move to the family pictures, and then we have a tea break because we are too tired from too much work in this session. No. Okay, so we move to a family photo.